Alright then gang, so we've addressed the top 3 sections now, and all that remains, for mobiles at least, is this contact form at the bottom and also the footer. So let's pick up where we left off, and we're going to do the contact form first of all. Now remember, that's in a section tag with an ID of contact. So let me just copy that first of all. And notice, we don't use grid anywhere inside this section. We do a little bit in the footer, but inside the form, we're not going to use grid because we can style this easily enough without having to use the grid. So let me come over here, and first of all, I'm going to say hash and then contact, and then this is going to have some padding like the rest of the sections do, and it will be 30 pixels to the top and bottom, 20 pixels left and right. And also, I want to give this a different background color. Now let me just copy this from my repo because I'm super lazy and I don't want to type it out, and paste it in right there, save it, and we can see that darker background at the bottom. Awesome. So the next thing we need to do is style this H3 and also the paragraph, and all I really want to do is take away the margin and align them to the center. So let me now say contact H3 and also contact P. We can catch them both in the same selector. Text align is going to be to the center, center, and then we also want to take out the margin at the bottom, so we can say margin hyphen bottom is 0. So save that, and that looks a bit better. Okay, so now we need to style the form itself. So let me now say contact and then the form tag, and inside that we want the width on mobiles to be about 80% of the whole screen, and then we'll say the max width as well is going to be about 400 pixels. So if the device goes above 400 pixels, then that is the maximum it's ever going to be, right? But other than that, it's going to be 80% of the width. Now we want to set the margin to the left and right to be auto and 20 pixels top and bottom. So say 20 pixels top and bottom, auto left and right, and that is going to centralize it. It's going to automatically work out the remaining margins to the left and right. Now I also want to say text align is going to be in the center. Okay, so let me save this, and that is looking all right, not great yet, but we will address this as we go forward. Next, let's style the inputs and the text areas. So I'm going to say contact, and then it's going to be inputs and also contact and text area. Okay, so these two are both going to have a width of 100%. So you know this thing right here, the form has a width of 80%. Well, what I'm saying is the input field in that and the text area in that, that should be 100% of the width of the form, okay? So after that, I also want to say that each one is going to have a margin of 10 pixels top and bottom, 0 left and right. Save it, and that is looking much better already. And this is in the center right here because we used text align center, okay? All right then. So after that, what do we need to do? I think give the button a little bit more of a margin. So let me now say contact and then the button inside that, and that is going to have a margin to the top of around 10 pixels. Save that, looks a bit better. All right, so that is this section pretty much done. Now let's move on to the footer. So the footer itself, I don't think is a grid. No, it doesn't have a grid class, but the div inside it does have a class of grid. So let me style the footer first of all. So footer, and we're going to give this a different background color. But first of all, let me say the padding is going to be 30 pixels top and bottom, 20 pixels left and right. Now what I'm going to do is say background color this time. I'm not just saying background, and there's a reason for that. And again, let me just copy this hex code. I hate just typing out hex codes for some reason. But if I save that, we can now see it's this kind of grey blue at the bottom. And the reason I've used background color specifically instead of just background is because as well, we're going to use a background image. So let's say background image, and that is going to be a URL. And that URL is going to be the footer image. So if we take a look inside here, we can see this footer image over here, a bit like the one we have inside the header at the top. So let me type that out. So it's in the assets folder. Make sure you spell that correctly. And then it's going to be the footer image.png. Now that image is going to have a background hyphen size of around 40%, so it's not too big. And then also we want to say background hyphen repeat is going to be no repeat, so it only shows once and not multiple times over and over. And finally, the background position is going to be top and center. So that means it's going to start at the top somewhere, and it does have a bit of padding in the image itself. If we take a look at that image, we can see it has this little bit of padding in the image before the planet starts. But that is going to align itself with the top of the footer, and also it's going to be in the center. So let me now save that and see what it looks like. Okay, so that looks okay. So the next thing we clearly need to do is address this stuff right here. So the text, the copyright on the left, and this stuff over here. Now remember, they are both grid items. If I open up index again, we can see we have the grid, and inside there we have two items. They automatically become grid items, and they're being placed in the first two columns automatically. Now we don't want that to happen, so what I'm going to do down here is say footer, and then we'll address the copyright bit first of all. So that has a class of copyright, and in there I'm going to say the grid hyphen column is going to be from 1 to 3, and then also the font size of this is going to be around 0.8 ems, just to make this a little bit smaller. Okay, so that takes up the first 3 columns. Now we want to address these two icons right here. So that UL has a class of social. So down here I'm going to say footer and then dot social, and inside there I'm going to say grid hyphen column, and that's going to be from 7 to 9. So it's going to be over on the right side of the grid, the last 2 columns. And then if I save that, we can see it goes all the way over here. Now what I want to do is have these next to each other, this Facebook icon on the Twitter one. So remember, I can just set the display of this UL to flex, and then automatically these will become flex items and sit next to each other. Save that, looking better. Okay, I'm going to justify all of that content to the end of the columns, and I can do that by saying justify hyphen content and then saying flex hyphen end. By the way, if you want to learn more about Flexbox, I've got a whole series on Flexbox. It explains all of these things I'm using and more. I'll leave the link to that down below. But anyway, this should shift these two items over to the right, which it does. And now I'd like to place a little bit of margin between these LI tags. So let me say footer and then LI, and inside I'm going to say margin is 0 and then 6 pixels to the left and the right, like so. And I also want to make the images a bit smaller as well. So let me say footer image. And remember, the images are these two things, not this in the middle. This is the background image. And they are going to have a width of about 20 pixels. Awesome. Looking good. So there we go, my friends. That is the mobile design pretty much coded. That is looking pretty nice, right? But what happens when we make this bigger? Well, it's going to start to look pretty ugly pretty quick. So nothing really looks right, does it? It all looks stretched and not very good at all. So what we're going to do is now, because we're using a mobile first approach, it looks good here, we're going to start to extend this to larger devices, and we're going to start with tablets, and we'll do that in the next video.